Welcome to the Let's Get Heavy podcast, where we explore the realms of heavy music and have conversations with some of the most talented bands within the genre. In this episode, I got a chat with Liam and Billy from Vulgar Dissection, where we discuss their upcoming album and their very own festival, Vulgar Fest. So let's get heavy. How you doing, lads?
Yeah, man.
Cheers. Well, I'm on the water, so haven't had an alcoholic beverage in 140 days. So I'll Well, but cheers. First of all, lads, can I just say thank you very much for giving up your Sunday evening to talk some shit with us. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, mate, I've been waiting for it, man.
It's been long overdue. It's been long overdue. But for anyone who doesn't know who Vulgar Dissection is, can I have just a little bit of an origin story on the band? So the Vulgar Dissection name that perfectly captures your sound. What's the story behind the band name?
So, Vulgar Dissection started. It'll be 7 years now, and that we weren't originally going to be called Vulgar Dissection. We weren't even going to be death metal. To be honest with you, we were going to be a thrash metal, like Municipal Waste inspired band called Lightbearer. And basically, me and the other lads at the time realised that none of us could do like a Joey Belladonna kind of thing or like that, or like a Municipal Waste thing. So we quickly became death metal and like massively influenced by Cannibal Corpse. And our bass player at the time, Luke, came up with Vulgar Dissection, and we were just basically to write the most disgusting sounding music with like low guttural vocals was the idea. Blast beats everywhere came straight to us. Yeah,
you know, man,
years,
it is absolute filth. You've got to be the filth.
Idea,
You've got to be like the filthiest band in the northeast when it comes to that sound.
I would hope so. If anybody doesn't do worse, then bloody hell, they need looking at.
Nice. Well, that's quite a change. Wanting to go from a thrash metal band to a death metal band.
Well, the thrash metal stuff didn't last very long. The first rehearsal was, I think we did like a Mastodon cover, and then we did Symphony of Destruction, Megadeth as well. That was our first rehearsal, and then I think the next rehearsal we tried to do Hammer Smashed Face, basically, and that was it changed within like a week. Really, we went from Lightbearer to Vulgar Dissection very quick.
Right.
Then we wrote Chainsaw Surgery, which is one of our first songs that we don't play anymore.
Oh, why not?
This is bloody shite, that's
just a load of fucking shite.
Chainsaw Surgery the riff from Chainsaw Surgery ended up being Famer Breaker. The dun 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 is that was Chainsaw Surgery originally.
So you kind of recycled the song into something else.
When we recorded the Buried and Forgotten album, that was when we changed Chainsaw Surgery into Famer Breaker, yeah.
All right, so it hasn't been a total waste, and so like I say, you've recycled it. You're still using parts of it.
Oh yeah, there's on the new album. There's riffs from the first. There's like some of the first riffs I ever wrote for the band were on the new album.
Nice one. So we all know that Vulgar Dissection delivers crushing riffs, guttural, wrenching vocals, which was what we just touched on. What are some of your biggest influences in the death metal scene?
Well, I think we both have pretty similar ones. For me, like the main ones is Dying Fetus, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse. Like for me, that is just death metal. Like when I think of death metal, I think of those bands, especially like the early Cannibal Corpse stuff. Like obviously they're still going now, it's a bit different lineup and stuff. But for me, that is just death metal. It's all I listen to really. So you can definitely hear it when we're writing new stuff.
I think like the brutal death metal stuff, but like all the like the UK slam scenes, like and one of the new songs on the album is a massive influence from Corporal's Phallic Mutation. It's like that like slow chuggy riff with like a blast in it. It's so insane, man. The first album was massively influenced from Exhumed, to be fair. the gore metal album, like Carcass, I suppose, as well, made a massive influence on the early stuff.
Oh,
Like the
I
split
absolutely love
vocals.
Carcass. So I think it's Surgical Steel. That's probably got me my favorite album by
Yeah,
Carcass.
man, yeah.
Fucking absolutely sick, that album. Was buzzing
Like
when I
that
got
split between the low
absolutely
vocals
buzzing
and
when I got to
highs.
see my Bloodstock a few years back. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, they're playing this year, aren't they, Cardiff?
aye, yes, that's sound as well. Because I remember, like, I think it was Bloodstock 2015. Someone fell down the pit and they immediately just stopped and just they weren't going to play again until they knew that person was fine. So big love to
Yeah, man.
Carcass for that, man. Big love to that.
I think that comeback show was like, well, one of them was like after COVID and all that was Damnation, and that set was insane. Like they played like all like the old bangers and all that.
Oh, nice.
It was the old bangers.
I'm hoping they'll bring some of that shit to Bloodstock. That'd be good. So we are, as you know, you're currently working on a new album, guys, following on from Buried and Forgotten, your 2020 release. Can you give us a taste of the atmosphere, themes you're exploring on this release?
Think of the most disgusting, horrible, vile things, and then like times it by 1,000,000. But don't get your expectations too high. It's a mix of blasties, slams. It's like the new wave of death metal where it's got like a lot of two-steppy riffs where it's still chaotic, but it's got a lot of groove in it still, where it might be, absolutely mental for like 30 seconds, but then it'll go into a riff where like it's completely out of nowhere, and it's proper easy to just bang your head to.
There's actually guitar solos on this one as well.
Ooh.
Which I've never been able to do before because we were always like a one guitarist band until Billy joined. So I can shred about and sweep pick all over a bit now. So
Mate, I absolutely fucking love guitar solos, and throwing that in the mix with death metal will just be chef's kiss.
It's funny enough, all the lead guitar, all the guitars are done for the album, like as of today, which is absolutely over the moon with now. Like
I've seen, because you've been sharing photographs, etc., and some little clips on Facebook and social media and that kind of thing. And from what I can see, it looks pretty fucking gnarly.
It's been a long time coming. I think we started writing the album literally just after Buried and Forgotten came out. Like started writing the first song, which was Barbed Wire Masturbation. Was the first song written for the album, and then it's changed. That funny enough, that song was
like a lot of them are completely different.
We changed the full song.
Like even since I've only been in the band, like I started rehearsing with them around like February last year, and then I got announced around March. But like even since then, the songs that were supposed to be finished, like we'd go back to them after writing a new one, and we just completely changes. Like we keep some elements like similar riffs and stuff, but I mean, like you say, Barbed Wire, that's literally nothing like what it used to be. Like not even close. It's just it's weird how you write it and you think you're content with it, and then you go back to it after a while and you think, oh, this is shit. This. So you're like trying to improve it.
Nice. So you've already touched on guitar solos, but apart from the guitar solos, is this going to be a continuation from your previous work, or are you venturing into some new territories?
I'd say it's massively different. Yeah. So the vocals, for one thing, are very different. They go more the Dying Fetus, like guttural, low, gargly sound. Guitar solos. We've got clean guitar on this one as well. We've got two songs I'm singing, and we've clean guitars, and we've ventured into what was I going to say? I don't know. Can't read your mind. We've got clean guitar, and we ventured into the longer song forms. That was it. We've got a 5-minute song on this album.
I was just about to say, 5 minutes, that's not too bad. I thought you were going to say you get entering into the Rob Flynn territory. It was like 11 minutes, 12-minute songs.
So get the Dream Theater 40-minute is there.
Oh, geez, yeah. I think Nightwish has got like 20 minutes or something. When you
that'll be the Erebor race bonus. Erebor's got the good 20-minute songs, haven't they?
Long song.
Yeah.
Can't wait for their release. They've been recording, haven't they? So
yeah,
can't wait for that one.
It's like a full set, that song, isn't it? It's like you can only play that and maybe one other song.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like Sun, but with a million notes.
I think they played it when they played in the Dominion Battle of the Bands. And
Yeah, they've just done one song, one there, and then what's that one they play off the last album? Malignant Tumor, I think they always play.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Like, they do the 120-minute, and then they'll do like an album track, which is like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice one. So 5 minutes longest song for you guys. That's good because, like I say, it does get a bit.
We're pushing the boat out with that one.
It is. It must be difficult to keep that momentum though. And can you imagine trying to do like a 25-minute death metal song? It could.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how Val does this. Like with all his, especially his pig squeals, man. Some of his pig squeals are also lasting like a minute. I think the way he goes, like how he holds that in the whole
ridiculous. Time. Like I don't know how he does it.
It's a talent. Like, it's definitely a talent. That's for sure. Are there any guest vocals, musicians that we can expect to hear on the new album?
There was definitely plans for us, but I think we've got the point now where it's like we just need to get it out.
I just want to get it finished.
It's been 4 years since our last release.
4 years in the making.
Especially like what we've heard, like it sounds so good. Like
I mean, I was happy that like we've done it a lot quicker than I expected it, to be honest. Like especially the drums at the start. I mean, the drums are the hardest part to record, I think, because if you're doing it on separate days, if you're packing down a kit and then resetting up, it can be a hassle. Try and get the same sound as what you had. But we've just boshed through it. To be fair, it
was definitely the engineer and Michael Kitchen works at the studio Hartlepool engineer, and it just sounds sick.
Yeah,
like immediately the tom sound in particular and the snare sound was so good.
Just like the raw stems, like I've not heard raw stems sound mixed, if that makes sense. Like if you set the level as good, and you've already got a good kind of bass sound, then it just sounds like I just can't wait for it, to be honest. Like, I'm just fucking buzzing.
I think Kito's done he plays in like that many bands, doesn't he? But I think he's just been recording the done-in stuff as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's definitely recorded Curtis's vocals.
Yeah.
But I'm going back in 2 weeks to record the vocals for the album.
Right. Because that's really all that's left, and just the vocals, really, is it?
A few bass tracks, and then it'll be mine and Sam's vocals. I've been going through the lyrics just to make sure I know what I'm doing, really. As long as I can say the chorus, I'm pretty happy with this. Say the name of the song now and then.
Have we got a name for this album, by the way? Are you allowed to?
The name of the album's Liquefying Coagulated Viscera.
What
which
name?
Is we've also got the song called that. I've had to practice saying that for about 6 months.
Liquefying Coagulated Viscera.
Because in the song Liquefying Coagulated Viscera, I have to say it really fast.
How should I say it? Try and say it 3 times fast.
Liquefying Coagulated Viscera, liquefying. I can't even do it twice.
Shut up,
Yeah, that's the name of the album.
Nice.
That is the hardest. That is definitely the hardest line on the album as well.
And
Intraoperative Insemination is pretty hard as well, but I've nailed that one down.
How did you settle on the name of the album?
This album's had so many different names.
What was it before?
Pit of Shit was one of the names.
For fuck's sake.
Human Brain Plastination came up at one point as well.
Human Brain what?
Well, that's not even a song. Human Brain Plastination was one that we came up with.
Just trying to make it as minging as possible, basically.
Yeah, but it's like still keep me job kind of.
Yeah. I want a life.
A reputation. We're not quite on the level of like amputated or something like that.
Oh, good relax.
Oh my god.
Well, I nearly did. So I want to do some of the Gutterlax vocals on the album, but I think I'll save that for Ovulating Cadaver. I think.
I don't think I'd do it.
Oh, nice one. Have we got a rough release date?
Well,
we're looking at October.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up.
We're the closest we've ever been to releasing a second album.
Yeah, it's like we're almost there, but it's still so far away, obviously, because we're nearly done with the recording process. But then you got to think we've still got the entire mixing and mastering process as well, and then if we got it sent back and we thought, oh, we want to change this or change that, and you never know. Like you can't put a time scale on it. I don't think it's just. To be honest, I don't really care how long it takes, as long as it sounds perfect. I'll be happy with it.
Well, I said we were going to release it about 2 years ago, and that's never happened, has it? So
Fair enough. At least you didn't put it out there though for everyone. Oh, this album's
I think October is the point. We're going to be premiering some new tracks at Vulgar Fest as well. So like 2 of them have never been played live.
So on the subject, on Vulgar Fest, you have been carving your own path, created your own festival under the name of Vulgar Dissection, and it's making a lot of noise on social media. Can you share a little about the vision for this brutal extravaganza?
Well, I've been putting I've been putting on all days for a while. We were under the term like Metal Fever for a while. Maybe we were working on that. So, and we've had some pretty insane bands on. Like we've had Party Cannon and Straight Soldier play Hartlepool. So it's like I think it just kind of got to the point where I just want to like kind of filter into like Vulgar's own thing. Vulgar Fest, we work on it together. And we got Visions of Disfigurement to headliners, which I think's insane. Like,
how did you acquire them?
Just look.
Just look.
Well, like it's the slam stuff. The slam scene's like proper inclusive in the UK. So like I think it was when we went to Waffle Fest last year and Visions of Disfigurement played, and we just. I think we went to the pub with them after, didn't we?
Just talk to many people as you can. Like, even if you're not playing the gig, like. Especially in the slam scene, because me and Liam have talked about before, like it feels a lot bigger until you meet the people and then you realise that they're just all normal blokes.
It's some festivals like Waffle Fest and Slam Fest and
you get
Flesh Fest and that.
Even if you're not playing a gig, just speak to as many people as you can. And you don't even have to like say, oh yeah, I'm in this band, we want to play gigs. Like just get to know them. Like, because I mean that's what we've done with like mates with loads of these bands now. Where like a year ago I'd look up at them and think like fucking hell they're huge, but they're just like the scene's a lot smaller. I think we realise, but that's like kind of good in a way because then you're still getting all these class gigs just from like being mates basically, and then it doesn't even feel like you're going to network anymore. It just feels like you're with your mates. Like I mean, the all day last year. What I've like always liked about it is so there's a pub in Hartlepool called the Royal. And it's known for being pretty rough, and they do their own drink called this Toxic Avenger, which is I don't even know what it's everything. It just gets you absolutely mortal. And we went after the all day last year. We had like Brain Bath
and
Cosmic and like Harty from Dawn of Chaos. We were all in there just like drinking Toxic Avengers. It's like a total fever dream. But it's like it's all just like a group of lads just basically not about with each other. It's like it's more than just the gig.
Like the scene's massive, isn't it? Like when we played Slamfest last year, like the amount of people, like we only went on the Friday, didn't we? And the amount of people we met, that was like the Gutter Lax day and all that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm pretty sure that's how we met Visions of Disfigurement, really.
Yeah.
Because Ben was helping run it.
Yeah.
Who is the drummer?
Nice. So, what's the date of this Brutality of festival?
13th of July. Studio Hartlepool.
Oh, so it's indoors, aye?
Oh, it's indoors, aye. I couldn't imagine being outside now. It feels bloody hell.
In July though, might be quite nice.
I suppose so. When we did the Party Cannon one, I think most people were outside because it's like a pure sweatbox.
It was a smaller venue as well.
Yeah, well, then Party Cannon are absolutely massive now as well, so couldn't get them again. That Lubberfane show, Party Cannon, Pint Glass, Straight Soldier, and Fatal Juice. My God.
I'll be wrong.
That sounds like a fucking absolute cesspit. That show.
Get to see Scotty do GTHC with Pint Glass.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I hope he does that.
So
like Straight Soldier last year was so insane.
Who else can we expect to see on Vulgar Fest? I know obviously yourselves are on there.
Well,
also
next down, Hellfector, we did the tour with last year. Hellfector, like one of the best thrash bands in the UK now. And I don't think they've ever played up north.
Really?
Do you know what?
We're always like Nottingham area, like down south London, stuff like that.
There's a bit for everyone. It's like if you like hardcore, there's slam, there's death metal, there's thrash. Like it covers most areas of metal. It doesn't matter what you're into. You'll find a band that day what you'll enjoy, and you're with your mates, like you're just having a good laugh. You're listening to music that you enjoy, like literally. Like I look forward to it like a holiday every year because like I know I'm gonna have one day off where I'm just gonna have the full day getting pissed, listening to metal, like and sometimes playing as well. Like it's just class.
Yeah, man.
So we've got Vision, we've got Hellfected from Nottingham, come up the northeast like one of the first times and all that. Then we've got the Dawn of Chaos reunion. They were a brutal death metal band from many years ago. Like I was too young to see Dawn of Chaos, so I'm looking forward to like seeing the crowd as well.
And you're like 38 as well. That's mad.
I'm not 38. I'm 26. But Dawn of Chaos on a reunion, so like I'm playing bass for Dawn of Chaos and they're playing Slamfest this year as well. And it's sick to like listen to their back catalogue as well. That like everybody in Hartlepool seems to have heard apart from me. Like so, the set list they've got is insane. Like I can't wait to do that. And then we've got Vulgar playing before, and then we've got Rancid Cadaver from Glasgow. Massive gore. Like if you Rancid Cadaver, like proper insane old school death metal, so good. Like we have to get a Scottish band every year. Last year was Brain Bath.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Brain Bath, can you? It's so good. So we've got Rancid Cadaver, the Scottish band this year. Erebor.
I'm looking forward to seeing Guild quite a lot.
Aye. So we've got Erebor, and then we've got Gravity. Also can't go wrong. An ex-member of Gravity as well. Every Hartlepool fan.
I was just about to ask on a sidebar, how many bands are you actually in, Liam? I know you're in Vulgar.
I'm in 3 at the moment.
I know you're in Ovulating Cadaver and Septic Encroachment, is that right?
I'm not in Septic Encroachment anymore. I was just filling in, but I'm in Dawn of Chaos.
That's what he wants you to think he's lying.
Just every Hartlepool. I think, yeah, because now I've ended up in Dawn of Chaos, which is like now every Hartlepool band now.
Yeah.
I was in there was Phalanx as well. That was me, Leroy, Alan, Chris and Christian. Stone Cold Abyss I was in as well.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
And I was in The Martyr at one point.
Wow.
There was Nathan Taylor, Captain Tucker was in them as well.
So is that every Hartlepool based metal band?
Every Hartlepool based metal band I have been in at one point. That's right, it's so brilliant. This is it's just, like a new band starts and I'm like, I have to be in it.
It's a weird addiction. It needs to go on some sort of medication, I think.
I didn't even play bass when I joined Gravity, but I learned bass just to be in the band.
Maybe he's not so much medication, Billy. Maybe he's just speak to somebody, therapist or something.
So the rest of the lineup, anyway, we've got Gravity, then we've got Dunning, which I'm not. Dunning is like one of the biggest bands, like in the Tayside area, especially. Like they're making moves. Like we did that. Not Relating did that gig with them in Stockton, and it was absolutely rammed for them.
It was fucking class.
So good. Curtis, it's like unreal front man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see them play.
Does the venue know what they're getting into with Vulgar Fest?
I've played there a couple of times. Well,
I've put a few shows on there in the past, and I don't think it's going to be as extreme as this. Like,
I think they're definitely going to get a bit of a shock. Like,
it's sounding like it's going to be pretty gnarly, and I hope they've got good insurance in case it gets trashed. I can imagine the fucking mosh pits are gonna go on big style.
Well, to be fair, the studio used to be a church, so now
really?
it's gonna get turned into absolute cesspit of metal and.
There's definitely been like all metal all days there before. I'm sure Harty's put them on, like they done like Chaos Against Cancer stuff.
Can you
started off in the studio?
Can you even step on the grounds and will you not burn?
We've tested it out the past few weeks.
Yes,
I've got a few gigs in there. I put Plague Rider on there years ago.
Who was it who played the studio? Was it Bring Me the Horizon or something?
Bring Me the Horizon, I've played the studio, yeah. Like when they just started. Eve either played the studio, Evil Scarecrow and Skindred have played the studio as well.
Nice.
And Tom, is it Thomas from At the Gates played the studio as well? Because he got up. Dawn of Chaos played Blinded by Fear by At the Gates, and the singer from At the Gates came up and guested with them.
That's mad, that's mad.
Yeah.
So, will you be incorporating any of the local scene and culture into the Vulgar Fest?
Let's see how they open it.
Mortal.
Getting Martin and Court the Royal after. We might get some Parmos might come into it.
Parmo pizza,
Oh,
garlic sauce. Don't forget the spicy chips.
oh.
We've got this running theme as well because we did it was the Scottish Death Invasion. I did a clip in Hartlepool, so we got like Coffin, Mulch, Brain, Bath, when the Sunday bands could have it down. Bring some Scottish bands down, and we always treat them with Parmo. So I think that'll be the vibe for the likes of the bands like Hell-Affected, Visions of Disfigurement, Rats Cadaver will be all.
You ever thought about doing like your
Engorging in
own
the
sort of
Parmo.
thing? Try your own Parmo, like a vulgar Parmo. What would
The Vulgar Parmo? I'm not even going to say what would be on that.
I would just ask what would be on a Vulgar Dissection Parmo.
horrible slams, body odor,
Body odor, sweat, blood,
shitty trousers, probably.
Fecal matter. Tasty.
I don't know where that would come from.
Sounds fucking yummy, lads.
Fucking scrumptious.
I'll have two. Festival logistics. Festival logistics can be an absolute fucking nightmare. And are there any outlandish or unique ideas you have in mind to make Vulgar Fest a truly memorable experience?
Fucking hell.
I just think trying to put a festival on an Hartlepool in recent years has also been a challenge in itself.
There's no real scene here. I mean, a lot of people complain that there's no local music scene at all in Hartlepool, and then you'll put a gig on, no one will turn up.
I think it's the same everywhere.
Yeah,
isn't it, really?
it's a bit annoying, but I mean, I think in terms of metal, even though it's quite small, the people that do like it are really committed to it. Like, you see them at every Hartlepool show.
I've noticed from like the progression of like shows that I've put on, like it's all like the extreme, like brutal death metal stuff, like goes down like an absolute treat. Like, because I try to like diversify a bit, like don't you? Like you try to put like some like metalcore stuff, like some singing stuff and all as well. But like Hartlepool just loves like slam brutal death metal,
Horrible shit.
Which is like the most random thing as well, because like I'd have never thought that.
I know. Thought it was like.
Because you try to put anything, when you put a gig on, you try to put every style of like kind of metal on, don't you? But like brutal death metal seems to go down like insane here.
Yeah, well, we played in the place where we are now, the Blacksmith's Arms. We always like doing like a Hartlepool gig to finish off the year, just like a local gig. And the room we played, it's only small, but I think we sold about 50 tickets, and it was pretty rammed. And it was a class night, to be fair. It was like, yeah, I think you played 3 times, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a Septic Encroachment set, Stone Cold Abyss's last show set, and then we did a
when Stone Cold Abyss gonna come back?
Do you know what? We got the EP out. We had some insane shows. Like
Stone Cold was like my first proper band. Me, Benji, Sam, and then
Chris,
a lad called Benson.
I know Chris was on vocals for a bit, wasn't he?
Chrissy came in about the time I did, which was like well later on. Like Stone Cold Abyss had been going like over a year before.
We started it in college when we were 17, and I was originally the drummer, even though I was fucking shit. But and then eventually I moved on to guitar during lockdown because my kit was around my nana's house. I couldn't get around. I was playing guitar every day at home, and then Benji went on to drums, and then it had a couple of different member changes. It was only a band for about two or 3 years, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Vulgar kind of took the front seat a bit. For me, like I had to improve massively to learn the Vulgar songs. It was like something that I'd never really been able to play before. So when I'd go back to the Stone Cold songs, they were just a bit boring for me to play. And I think when Vulgar kind of like started getting more gigs, I don't know, I started taking more interest in that, and Stone Cold kind of just like withered away a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we just couldn't meet up all the time. I think we're working like really hard on the EP and getting that out, and then we're writing new songs as well. Like I've really enjoyed Stone Cold. It's just it seems like it's time for like some things, isn't it?
It was always had a place in my heart.
Yeah, it will always have a place in my heart.
It will be for me as well, because you were on
that Downcast video that you got was insane.
I was just
like,
about
that was
to
one
say,
of our best gigs.
That was just about to say that, because that was our debut show for Get Heavy UK as well.
Ah, no way.
That was our very, very first show for Get Heavy UK.
That was the Suffer lineup, was it? It was Suffer Casting Tech.
Yeah, Swarms,
Divine Image.
Yeah,
Stone Cold Abyss. It was an insane day as well. It was, I think, it's one of the best shows I've been to with Downcast. It was so good.
Yeah, that was our debut like show for a Get Heavy show as well.
And the stream was so good. Like, we still watch it now. That video.
It's still actually one of my most popular videos on YouTube. So
there's that video of Chrissy hitting the deck, I'm sure.
Oh,
he goes to like dive into the mosh pit or something like that, and it goes straight down.
Was that not? Was that during Suffer, or was that during his own?
Yeah, it was during Suffer, wasn't it?
Proper face pants.
They bought them Downcast. Them Downcast videos were insane, man.
Yeah, man.
Swarms one as well. It's so good.
We had some technical issues during Swarms. I remember on the recording, one of the cameras like cut out. So at one point, when you see like halfway through the video, it's just like stock footage of photographs of the band. You can still hear the sound. But the rest of it's just stock images, because we had technical issues trying to fix it while we're trying to be live as well.
Sexy as fuck, really, isn't it?
Yeah, like you put the wrong image over.
That'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Wrong image. Oh, get in. Where can we buy tickets, by the way, for Vulgar Fest?
It's on Say Tickets. I think if you just type in Vulgar Fest Say Tickets, it comes up.
Right.
That's when I do it anyway. There is a link, and there's a link on our link tree on all of our like bios and stuff like that.
No worries.
And we're sharing it as much as we can. Like more videos to come. Like I just want to like give like a highlight to each band that's playing. So like we've got like going back to like the lineup we ended up with Dunning. We've got Guild. Fucking if you haven't seen, we saw Guild at support Flatline.
Bobix.
Yeah,
and that like they're like hardcore, but the vocals are like old school death metal, like really really low.
It's like a gay creeper thing that's coming back, like the old school death metal thing. I would trip almost like.
They're one of the bands I'm most looking forward to.
They had to be on the lineup,
and they all have good mustaches as well. Not that I'll say much about.
I'm pretty sure every member has a mustache, though, man. Which is like a massive like old school death metal thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we've got Chase Chain, a Tayside band, like just starting, like sort of like groovy metal, like Pantera-ish stuff. Like looking forward to them playing to open day.
Ooh, nice. I'm hoping I can get down for it. Like I'm really can't be absolutely gutted if I can't.
It's the best, one of the best lineups I've put together. I think now I'm over the moon. And in the studio, it's going to be my first all day in the studio, which I'm looking forward to, because like the studio's like an insane venue, and there's about time like some metal stuff like got in there again. Like it's been like I don't even think I've seen like a metal gig.
I think the closest thing we saw was the new metal tribute.
Oh, Newcastle, they're insane. Them.
It was my old music teacher from secondary school.
Right.
He was the vocalist for this like new metal tribute, and absolutely class. Like one of the best gigs I've ever been to. So like those are like Linkin Park, Torn, System of a Down.
Get in. That's my type of shit.
Yeah, he went from screaming at me in classrooms to screaming at me on a stage.
So Andy Carroll.
Yeah, Andy Carroll. Shout out Andy Carroll, man.
Nice one. Right, so anyone who is watching live, guys, get on to Vulgar Fest, type it on Google, get those links. If you're in the northeast, or even if you're willing to travel, honestly, it's gotta be an absolute fucking beast of a show. You're not gonna want to miss it. Like I said, I'm hoping to get there as well. Even review it for you guys.
That'll be sick, man.
Yeah. So anyone who is watching live, it's now time for your viewer questions. You'll see your channel point redemption points. If you can use that to ask a question, otherwise it may get missed, and your question will not be answered. So while we'll wait for those guys to type, a couple of quick fires. Favorite non-metal music guilty pleasure?
Nickelback.
Nah,
I'd say I think the
get out. That's it. I'm fucking
element.
turning this shit off, Billy.
Oh,
What
they
is-
fucking mint.
They're one of the best bands of all time. And I
Yeah.
will stand by
Really?
that until the day I die.
But when we drive to the gigs and that, Nickelback is on full pelt. The Long Road album for me at the
Yeah,
moment
I think
is
when we went to go, we did a gig in Newcastle. I can't remember. Oh, it was when we played with Vacuous at the Lubberfiend, and we listened to the entire Dark Horse album on the way to Newcastle, and it was so worth it.
I saw Nickelback when the arena was called fucking the Telly West Arena, and I was very disappointed.
Oh my god!
my first show was Nickelback on the Dark Horse tour.
Oh.
And it was so good. Like I think they opened up with something in the mouth, and it was like, yeah. I was 10-year-old, like loving life.
I think my problem with I think my problem
I'd say
with it was
Crazy is the one.
just it got overplayed. But when I heard Rockstar on every fucking radio station, I was like, I can't stand this band anymore.
Keep it coming.
I feel like we pushed now, like how much we love Nickelback. Like
Yeah.
every person we talked, it was Nickelback is like the top band. Nickelback and Creed's like
Yeah.
really seeping into our playlist at the moment.
So my wife has just asked, what's your Greg's order?
Right.
I'm loving the pizza at the moment, mate.
If
Pepperoni
Max
pizza.
is watching this, it's got to be sausage, bean, and cheese melt. Either a corned beef pasty, sausage roll, and then a raspberry lemonade. Greg's
Ooh,
own.
raspberry lemonade as well. I think it's like steak, bake, and pepperoni slice for me from Greg's. Don't look at me like that. That's a good Greg's order. The pizza, Greg's have got up their pizza game at the moment.
Yeah.
The Greg's pizza is so good. Like the Mexican chicken, whatever it is, it's so nice.
Yeah, I think we take Greg's for granted whenever we like do a gig like further away from the northeast, and we realise it's like one in the entire city, and it's like I just don't want to be here anymore.
There's not a Greg's, I'm not playing the city.
We're gonna try to find a palm or outside the northeast is like gold dust.
Can't even get them in Newcastle, really.
Mm. To be fair, I'm in Northumberland. They're quite popular around here, like so.
We can venture out a bit further.
I venture gone to Northumberland. Treacle truffle, is there a polite dissection?
Like Tyson.
I think that's physically impossible, to be honest.
There's no politeness in our show, especially our show. I think now, like
We just call everyone assholes.
it's talking about like bad way masturbation. This next one's about having a wank and shit like that. STD, sexually transmitted dementia, like fucking. We've gone beyond the point now. I think of polite dissection.
We're just horrible little people.
Maybe it's treacle truffle. You could form in Glasgow a cover band and call it polite dissection. Are we pretty funny?
I feel like I know what this is. Who's fucking.
13th hour, craziest thing to happen while playing a show live?
Glasgow, wasn't it? When you string.
Oh, my fucking string snaps.
So when we played Dead of Winter Fest in Glasgow, halfway through the set, so Liam has a 8-string Strandberg, and which one was it? Snapped? Your low.
It was the main string.
Yeah.
So the set.
Basically, we had to make up a set on the spot, and I had to play like all the parts rather than just the ones I'm used to. I was shitting myself thinking, if I don't hit this pinch here, I'm going to look like an absolute freak. So thankfully, I did hit the pinch harmonic, but Liam just jumped on vocals instead, and it was fucking sick.
It was the first time I'd ever done that, and it was, I think, it was one of the biggest, like, Dead of Winterfest in Glasgow was the most packed show I'd ever seen. Like, you couldn't, like, we got there at like 2 o'clock and you couldn't move.
I thought, like, Slamfest was pretty packed as well.
But it was like doing, like, I'd never done just vocals. Like, I'd never know what to do with my hands, like, because obviously playing guitar, like, for Vulgar. It was the first show that I'd done just vocals, so, like, it's like 2 hands firmly grasped on the mic, not moving about. It's like, proper terrified. They kind of influence like the ovulating and stuff, I
Yeah.
suppose. To be able to stand there and make a tit of myself as always.
So,
Well done, mate.
if instruments could talk, what do you think your microphone would say to you?
Stop kissing me so much.
Um,
My microphone is like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen. It's
I think the
it's
guitar.
so rusty. It's so brown, and I've only had it like a month.
It's actually quite
Bloody
worrying.
awful.
It's really worrying, to be honest. I think my guitar would probably say, "Stop touching me."
I do not consent.
No,
I think
well,
what
wearing socks.
Billy's guitar would say was like, "Can you please tune me?"
Well, it's actually Liam got the other tune break on.
Tell me properly.
There you probably look a little dim.
I'm kidding. Any other questions from our live viewers while we wait? Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized moshers or one horse-sized mosh pit diver?
What the fuck?
I don't think I could take on either, really.
I think
I'm a bit of a fanny when it comes to the pit, really.
I think I'd just embrace me death, to be honest. I'd welcome it. I wouldn't even fight it.
Like, me and you are pretty much the guys that stand at the back and like
Yeah, just the little weirdos.
cry in the corner if anybody touches us. I think. Like that gig on Friday, I think it was it Micromorph Existentialist Pit. I think I went in for like 2 seconds. Like, this is enough for me. Like,
me lass is the opposite. She always wants me to get my head kicked in the pitch. I think she hates me, to be honest. But she always says, "Go on, put your drink down, get in." I'm like, "No, I just want to watch the band," and then she'll force me to put my drink down and then just throw me into the pit. And she loves it, but yeah, I just I enjoy the music. I don't like feeling it with a fist in my face.
the face in my face. Yeah, like I'm just standing. I used to like. I don't mind like a big gig, like a pit, like an Anthrax pit's insane. Like, it's just a lot of people like bumping into each other. So this crowd killing stuff, like I don't want to fear for my life. Like, I don't want a foot to the face. Like,
How about if it was my foot?
it's quite terrifying, really, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone just throws.
No karate in the pit. That's it.
windmills now.
So, Trickle Truffle again. What non-musical essential do you have in your gig bags?
I think it's toilet paper for me. You never know when you're going to get caught short, really, do you?
For me,
Hey, you should laugh. You need it for when you got a bloodstock.
I think probably me hearing it. Yeah, I'll be a bit fucked without them, to be honest.
Oh, I wish you'd have said yours best. Can I send my glasses up? I've said toilet paper, so I've obviously shit myself, haven't I?
Yeah, we'll leave it
Just
there.
be careful, really, as well.
Yeah, if you
never know
if
what's
you head
going to happen.
into Kingston upon Thames, look out for some shitty trousers.
Oh. Question from Phenom. What's the most extreme song title that never made it? Or never made it to be made, if that makes sense.
Couldn't Rip was one of the first songs we put for this album, and I decided that I'd probably lose my job if I wrote that song.
Worth it.
Would they be able to understand it, though? That's the question.
I think it sounded too much like Corpse Fucker as well, so like, I don't know.
I think Corpse Fucker was pushing it a bit. Like, when I'm at work and it's like, oh,
Well, Burning Forgotten was going to be called Corpse Fucker originally, but I went against that one.
yeah, it's like, so what are your songs about? Like, what type of music do you play? It's like, yeah, we have a song about having a wank. We have a song about, like, shitting on brains, and it's just horrible little things, to be honest. Fucking corpses, yeah.
I think this next question's going to fit in nicely then. So what is your inspiration for your song titles?
Mainly real life experiences that Liam's lived.
I fucking...
Especially STs.
I think it's just coming up with like the worst like song titles, like
Yeah.
where, like it's the shock value. I think when it comes to it, STD Sexual Dementia was
I
more
think
like the funny song.
like-
Really.
a lot of medical terms fit well with like brutal death metal names, I think. Like, because they're generally quite complicated to say which sounds quite slammy in itself. But then you can also tie in like the medical terms with disgusting things as well quite easily.
It's like the carcass thing, isn't it? The early carcass stuff was like all like the just like read like a medical book or something, wasn't it? It was
like that's where I got like we've already started working on song names for the third album. We've not even got a fucking second one. But like one of them I've thought of is hypothalamus amorphagus, which is basically about like your
That's a
brain doesn't know
mouthful.
how hungry you are,
Right.
and you just like can't stop eating people.
Well, he's dead hungry, like.
Yeah, proper hungry, mate.
That's that amputated song, isn't it? Dead Hungry.
I announced it for the
I don't know if you're tea drinkers, lads, but what's the most metal way to prepare a cup of tea?
Kill someone.
Wow.
Right, step one, kidnap someone respectfully. Step two, PGT, always.
PG tips.
Step three, kill another person, I don't know, just for a crack.
I think mine would be to go along with the fucking vulgar sound. It would be like the barbed wire masturbation style.
Have a
wank of barbed wire when you cup of tea. Yeah.
Come on, tea.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Just don't pop milk in first.
Sacrifice your own penis to tea. 20%,
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, strangest tour souvenir you've ever collected?
Bob Marley t-shirt.
Oh, the Bob Marley t-shirt.
Yeah, when we were on our second tour last year, we were playing in Birmingham on the first night.
What's it called? Like the bull ring or something like that?
It
was the bull ring, like the.
It was called Subside.
No, but like the bull ring was like where we went to buy the t-shirt.
Like, so it was just like sort of market, and they were selling all sorts. The best way to describe it is like if you go to like Turkey and there's like all the knockoffs, like you get all like the designer goods and stuff that. And there was a t-shirt with a photo of Jimi Hendrix on it, and then it said Bob Marley on it instead. So I think that's probably the best souvenir we got.
That was pretty class. That one. Yeah.
You still got it?
I didn't buy it.
Somebody does, yeah.
Somewhere in the
So it's not one. No.
They need to wear it at Vulgar Fest so I know what shirt's about.
yeah, we'll mention it like that. You know what it's pretty, I suppose.
What is the most brutal joke you've ever heard?
Oh,
This could be getting into
I
cancellation
don't think we could,
topics.
say
Yeah,
anything
like,
like that, can we?
yeah, it's
why
probably
did you go?
I mean, I've got a good joke. When's the best time to buy a budgie?
that one.
Don't know.
When it's going cheap. There you go. That's the brutalest we're gonna get on this.
Why
one.
did the girl fall off the swing?
Wow.
She had no arms.
Wow.
I was trying to be like nice about it. I would.
Yeah, at least Liam went like the shitty dad joke route. You just went.
That's for brutal.
You went
That
dark.
was enough.
Wow.
Brutal joke.
Right,
Oh,
get
yeah,
your final questions in, guys. So this was my final one. Let's say you get invited to play on Mars for a colony of space moshers. What song would absolutely crush it on the red planet?
Oh, fucking hell.
The song's about shagging a dead lass.
I think like for us, like, it'd be, like the Wall of Deafness CD would be sick to look at on Mars, like
I think the zero gravity wall of death is something that we are yet to accomplish.
because we do two in STDs only.
I think
so
Vulgar Fest might be the day we finally get zero gravity. We finally achieve it as a human race. Just from the sheer heaviness, I think.
I get it. Oh, do you know what I mean? Oh.
Sales guy. No, when he said that.
Whoa, just sold out in that instant.
So, what is the most brutal riff ever from Darkshot?
Most brutal riff ever from what?
That's a person's name. Dark Shot.
Oh, right. I thought it was like from fucking like a game or something.
Sorry.
Most brutal riff ever.
I think it doesn't even have to be like that chaotic. I think like a brutal riff could be just something that just like makes you want
It kicks someone's
to
head in,
kill
really.
your family or something.
I think Straight Soldier do good with the brutal riffs, like One Man Gang. Like just
I think
all brutal riffs.
for me, I've been listening to a lot of. I'm gonna try and not fuck this name up. Sanguisugabog lately. They supported Suffocation on the last tour, and they've got like a really muddy tone, but like you can still kind of understand what they're playing, and it, like every riff's just like fat as fuck. Black Market Vasectomy by Sanguisugabog is an absolute tune if you want chunky riffs.
Sounds delightful. That
It's really good.
Lovely that. I think it's definitely like that new wave like hardcore death metal thing that's going on. Like it's where the massive riffs are. Because the full song is just massive riffs.
Unlike us.
Soft riffs.
I think we've got the perfect question to end on from Joker. What would you say is the most inappropriate Vulgar Dissection song to play at a social gathering? Example, a wedding.
Fucking
Carl Sucker and your funeral.
I don't think. I think the top secret at a funeral would be very forgotten at a funeral.
If like a nun's died or something, it was like
Victim
victim
of
of your own
perverted
perverted ways.
What about Perverted Ways?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I
nun's
don't know about a wedding. Like, we don't really write.
It doesn't have to. That was just an example. Using a wedding could be anything. Could be like a funeral or a birthday party.
like a victim of domestic violence who played Bruises of Strangulation.
Bruises of Strangulation probably wouldn't go down very well in many places.
Yeah. Especially like Six Slavers show.
Yes, exactly. I think the new album's actually gonna bring up those questions, really, isn't it?
What about
Barbary masturbation is like the main one that comes.
at a funeral, sodomized, cannibalized?
Oh God, I didn't even think I completely forgot about that one.
What the worst song?
Devoured. That's like stuff really shit sound, really.
Yeah, that might work. I don't think it'll go down well. Like, but I think a lot of metal fans would find it.
I don't think any of our songs would go down particularly well anywhere, really. Like, and it only goes down well at a metal show.
Sometimes it doesn't even do that.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. It's probably got to be the best question I've had so far. Thank you very much for that, Joker. Guys, can I just say thank you very much for hanging out with us, man. It's been
insane. I had a great time.
Mate, this is what I was like. Just everyone comes in, just asks. It's the last part of the interviews that go off the best when the viewers get involved and start asking all the random questions.
It's definitely spirals, like, hasn't it?
It does. It does. It certainly does, mate. Oh, right. So anyone who is watching live, get on these guys. Go and type in on your Googles, Vulgar Dissection. Will come up on the first link of Facebook. Give them a follow, please. You'll not regret it. Absolutely fantastic live as well. And if you're in the Northeast, or if you're willing or able to travel, get yourselves to Vulgar Fest on the 13th of July, because it's a fucking absolute brutal show.
Right.
Gonna be fucking brilliant, man. So before we Carlet, anything that you want to plug before we call it a night, guys?
Vulgar. I think Vulgar Fest our next announced show, 13th of July. Gonna be insane, and then the new album coming out.
Keep an eye out for the next big announcement.
We've got another announcement of a show coming up, but we're gonna keep that one on the down low for now.
We touched on that earlier on. Yep, that's no worry. And when can we expect the first release on a new album?
I think we're going to announce it in September. October. We want a first single out.
So at the time being, if you have enjoyed Vulgar Dissection, you have got Buried and Forgotten to listen to get you excited, ready for the new album or the new material to drop. I think it's going to be brilliant. Will we hear anything of the new album at Vulgar Fest?
So right.
We've got an idea to play some of the songs at least.
Got a couple of new ones in the set.
some songs that haven't been performed live, we're doing it for Vulgar Fest.
Nice.
And a fucking horrible show.
Excellent. Champion. Right then, well, we'll end like this. Guys, the rules of the pit are the rules for life. When someone falls, we pick them up.